In the Dead Sea Scroll entitled The Vision of Jacob, 4Q537, it explains that Jacob saw in a night vision, he said he saw an angel come down from heaven. That angel is Orion, and the story of this has to do with the battle that is getting ready to take place. That Orion is speaking of this same temple that Isaiah had talked about when he'd said the burden of Egypt is to see the Lord ride upon a cloud, and that the idols will be moved at his presence. This whole idea is that the concept of the Messiah who was to come. Let's first of all explain that as Moses was ready to die and closing his book of the law, he was addressing the tribes of Israel who would arrive at Israel at the time of the end to fight a war. We will be addressing Deuteronomy 33 and how it applies to the call of the end time saints, and also to Joseph, who was the son of the patriarch Jacob. So the myth that took place was the myth that was supposed to have been given over Imhotep. According to mythology, this picture of Ophiacus, or the serpent holder, represents Imhotep, who had rescued Orion. And the myth goes on further to tell us that Ophiacus, or the serpent holder, who is the Son of Man, is also supposed to be represented by Orion as a young man. And here, as Orion, he reaches the point of being a young man, here we are picturing that he is wrestling with the scorpion, as the myth tells us that he is wrestling with the scorpion. And then what happens, according to the ancients, is that here it is that Imhotep had substituted himself in the heavens because he had cast Orion to the other side of the heavens. In Deuteronomy 33:13 it says, "Of Joseph he said, Blessed of the Lord be his land, for the precious things of heaven, for the dew, and for the deep that coucheth beneath, for the precious things of the fruits of the sun, and for the precious things of the growth of the moons, and for the chief things of the ancient mountains, and for the precious things of the everlasting hills, and for the precious things of the earth, and the fullness thereof, and the goodwill of him that dwelt in the bush. Let the blessing come upon the head of Joseph, and upon the crown of him that was separate from his brethren. The firstling of the bullock, majesty is his, and the horns are the horns of the wild ox. With them he shall push the people, all of them, even the ends of the earth, and they are the tens of thousands of Ephraim, and they are the thousands of Mannesah.